Hey, welcome back to everyone. My name is Radha and you are watching my YouTube channel. Today we will discuss about the log zipping versus database mirroring. What is the difference between log zipping when it is used and when we prefer to use the database mirroring? Okay. So let's proceed. First, we will discuss what is the log zipping. Log zipping is used in during disaster recovery and database mirroring is used for a high availability. Okay, so what is the difference between the high availability and disaster recovery? We will focus on that part. So let's proceed with the log zipping flow. How the log zipping works? So basically, in log zipping, what happened? The primary database takes the transaction log backups, and that backup is copied to the secondary server. The secondary server is now restore the log to stay updated, and then there is one optional monitor server that track the status that whether the primary server whether the transaction log backups that primary server have should be restored has been restored on the secondary server or not. Okay, so this is the flow of log setting. Suppose, let's for example understand it like that. You are a primary, okay, and your friend is a secondary. Okay, so your friend tells you to go to the college and collect some information, have some information about the admission process. Okay, so you went to your college, have some information about the admission process, and then return back. You had collected that information into, you had noted that information in one notebook. Now your friend is asking the information. You had whatever the information that you had noted into your notebook, you are now going to copy that information. Okay, make copy of that information and send it to your friend. Okay, so here what you are doing, you have your own information, and the information you collected, you make the copy of that and then send it to your friend. Your friend is a secondary. Okay, now it can be that they are not only one friend. Maybe the information, you want to share that information to more than one friend. Okay, so you can share that particular copy of the copy to all others friends as well. Okay, so this is the basically log setting flow. How this log setting flow? Here you are as a primary and all the friends are secondary source. Okay, so this is the example of log sibling flow. Now through the diagram we will understand how the log sibling works. So basically this is a primary server. The primary server have some backup folders and some instances. Okay, so what happened, the data flow is destination flow folder, and this is a data flow. Okay, so firstly the SQL Server, first SQL instance 1 will take the backup and then send it to the destination server. Destination server is the secondary server. Okay, and send it to the secondary server. Secondary server will restore that backup files into their instances. Now, coming to database mirroring. So, database mirroring is basically the principle to send the transaction to mirror. Okay, means it can be a sync or async. Suppose if there is an insert operation into a database, then the principal, there are two servers, principal server and the other is witness server. Okay, so principal server will send the transaction to mirror with the other server, and the other server that can be a sync or async. A sync means that after sending the transaction by the principal server, the witness server will send back the message that yes, I received the transaction and I done the mirroring on my server. Okay, this one is syncing. Syncing means we are giving the information that I have completed. Now you can proceed. Okay. Async means we one sided only means primary server is sending the transaction to the mirror for the mirroring to witness server, but witness server is not sending back the information that yeah I had done that. I had done the mirroring on my server. Okay, so this is async. Now, optional witness for automatic failover, like the mirroring is not directly readable. Like suppose in database mirroring, what happened? The principal server send the transaction to the mirror, and the mirroring server, that means the witness server, will log that transaction. Now what happened? This can be a sync or async, but what happened if you want that there should be a automatic fail? Okay, so automatic for optional witness for automatic failover, there can be automatic failover, but at a time only direct readable, that you can't read the witness server directly. Okay, so let's understand the process. Suppose user requests some data from a web server. The web server sends the data to the SQL server. SQL server is the high availability memory. SQL server first is sending the data to SQL server 3 and SQL server 2. SQL server 3 is the witness server, and SQL Server 1 is the principal instance. Now, in the principal instance, there are some configurations, content, and the services. In the mirror instance, these are the same things, but what happening is that they are sending the transactions after every few seconds. Okay. So let's compare about the log shipping and database mirroring. So recovery model in the log shipping is full or bulk log model. Why bulk log or full? Because here the transaction log backup is taken after every scheduled period. Like suppose if I schedule after every 30 minutes, the backup should be transferred to the secondary server. Okay, so here the transaction log backup is moving from primary to secondary server. So transaction log backup is only possible in a recovery in a full log or bulk model, not in a simple recovery model. So log shipping for in recovery full and bulk log recovery model only, the log shipping will work, not in a simple. Now, database mirroring. Why in database mirroring bulk log recovery model is not used? Because in bulk log model, all the data are not captured. Okay, when you recovery model in the bulk log recovery model, all data are not captured in a transaction log. So, and we want that it should be capture all the data transactions. Okay, so we only in database mirroring only full recovery model is followed. Now, coming to latency, then in latency is in a minutes, and in a database mirroring, there is a very low or very slightly readability. If we talk about the readability, then yes, log shipping is a read only, and database mirroring is not. Okay, failover. You need to do the manual failover, but in database mirroring, automatic and manual failover both are possible. Coming to scalability, then multiple secondaries can be there, one primary and multiple secondaries, but in a database mirroring, one only there will be a primary instance and second will be a mirror instance. The use cases is log shipping is used for a disaster recovery and for reporting, and database mirroring is for a high availability and minimal downtime. Now, coming to when to use which one. Also, log shipping is used when there is a multiple replicas and long distance disaster recovery. And mirroring is used for fast failover and minimal downtime. So that's all from my end. If you have any questions regarding delivery and dropshipping, then please do comment in the comment section, and please let me know the next topic you want to learn. Thank you so much for watching.